Okay, welcome to the Lobo podcast. Today we have Julia Tony Stoyanova, Bulgarian American comedian, YouTuber, influencer, author. Has she written a book? Well, she should write a book. She tells us her Puerto Rican story. It involves a Puerto Rican, how coming to America, the shitty jobs he's had, the no means yes incident, some ghost stories, simulation theory, how we want to die, and how she almost died in an elevator and our parents beating us up, and some Bulgarian and Mexican cinema that involves racism, sexism, but it's entertaining. Anyways, Facebook, julia.tony.st. Same for Instagram. TikTok, julia.tony.st. So, yeah, check it out. Twitter, Lobo Podcast. IG, The Lobo Podcast. Lobo9110 for everything else. And did I say everything? I think I did. Lobo Den. Okay, welcome to the Lobo Den podcast. We're recording again at James Webb's People in Comedy Studio, okay? Today we have Julia. All right, hold on. I'm going to say it right. Julia Tony Stoyanova.
You got it right, yeah.
Julia, comedian. So you do a bunch of stuff. You comedy.
Yes.
Puppets? Do you still do puppets?
I do not. I recently graduated Second City, and I did something like a sketch there, but that was the only thing I did with puppets.
I thought you did puppets in Bulgaria or something.
I do. That's
I thought you went to school in Bulgaria for puppets. I was stalking your Facebook all week for this.
So my major in Bulgaria actually is acting for puppet theater.
Oh, that was your major?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
This is what I graduated from college.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Very proud.
Did you graduate college, James?
I prefer not to answer.
Okay.
That.
I graduated.
Graduated from the streets.
Puppets. Well, I met you at my buddy's when I did a show there, and I thought you did a story. I don't know. It was travel. Did it involve Puerto Rican? Did you have a story about you were traveling and you met a Puerto Rican or something?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Oh my God.
What was that? I remember you were telling a Puerto Rican story.
Yes. Are you Puerto Rican?
No, but I'm Mexican. Okay. American, right? And then, but I know I've been called Puerto Rican my whole life. People think I'm Puerto Rican. I know Puerto Ricans.
Yeah, well, they call me Russian here, which getting me crazy. Not because I have something against Russians, but next time just ask me. Not like assuming like, oh, you're Russian. I'm like, no,
right?
Ukrainian, no, just ask.
Now, was it Bulgaria? Oh, man, I was researching Bulgaria, but it was never part of.
No.
The U.S. isn't? No, right? No. Okay. But no, all right, I'm not Puerto Rican, right? I know a lot of Puerto Ricans, but... So what happened with the Puerto Rican? You met a Puerto Rican?
So, yeah, I went... Oh, my God. I have a boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
No, so I went to California, which was my dream, to go and see Cali. And me and my best friend, we want to move there. And I was
wanted to, or you still want to?
I still want to go there. Yeah. By the way, people here even love it and crazy about it, or just hate it.
Hate. That's me. Hate. I was born in California. I hate it with a passion. God. I just think it's Los Angeles. I can't stand it. James, have you been to LA?
I'm from there. Yeah.
Oh God.
I like this place more, I'll tell you that.
I hate Los Angeles with a passion. Well, look, we'll go back to your story. Okay. This is why I hate California.
Tell me.
It's Los Angeles is one of the dirtiest cities I've ever been to. If you go to LA, the highways, the signs over there, they have barbed wire because they spray paint like you'll see graffiti on trees or something like that.
Yeah.
The homeless problem's getting out of control. I don't know if you've been to LA in a while, but
Skid Row's
it's out of control. It's a whole encampment of homeless people. Everybody's on heroin. There's needles everywhere. It's out of control.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, it's a super dirty city.
Have you seen it now during Rona though?
No, it's worse.
It's super clean.
Oh,
there's like no smog anymore. It's all like all.
Okay, but I'm talking about.
And there's no people on the streets because the ordinance. So like it's.
So where the homeless people at?
Might be good for.
But they're still out there, right?
I don't know. I was born and raised in Bulgaria, so graffiti and homeless people wasn't something new for me, I guess.
Oh, okay. So you're used to it.
Okay.
Well, now you get it and sunshine. Yeah. So you and your friend wanted to move to California.
Yeah, so
I still do, apparently.
Yeah, I called her and I was like, dude, if we want to go there, we should at least go visit it just to see how is the vibe. And she was like, okay, let's do it. We went there and I met so crazy people, and we stood for the whole week in hostels. Like, I refuse to go to a hotel.
Okay.
I love hostels. I'm
Really?
so about this, and because when you go to a hostel, you can meet so many people from different countries, and people are just, having fun there, and you're sharing a room with 7 people, which is not the best thing, but it's still
What's the ratio,
pretty
men to women? Is it equal or is it?
you can choose. Like,
Okay.
you can choose, do you want to be only with a room with women, or only
What'd you
men,
choose?
or mix
Mixed. Okay. All right.
And and I met that guy. He's a Puerto Rican, and yes, and he had a very deep voice, and we had a fun night with him, but not like
Not sexually?
No,
Oh,
no. But I was very sick at that time, so there was a moment which
Corona?
I was like, no. I was extremely sick, and I got so tired after all the drinking and partying. So I was like, can I just lay down for a second? He was like, yeah, sure. And I lay down, and I felt something which was on his leg.
oh.
And
Typical.
yes,
Rican.
Puerto Ricans, So
Typical Puerto Ricans. All right.
So, okay, so yeah, I was just so impressed by the site, so I decided to do a whole stand-up bit about it.
Okay.
And the funny thing is that I went to my buddy, I did the show, and I went back, and I was watching the video, and my boyfriend came back, and he was like, oh, how was the show? And I was like, oh, it was great. And I was like, do you want to watch the video? He was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, just let's sit for a second. Something happened. I touched a dick, okay?
Yeah. He's like, was it a Puerto Rican dick?
He was like, was it big? And I was like, it was. He was like, oh, so it was worth it. And I was like, nothing happened in this, okay? And it wasn't my fault. So he was like, okay, it was worth it.
Okay. Yeah, but probably wasn't circumcised, right? Not? Do you remember? Because I know immigrants.
I didn't.
James, are you circumcised? Probably
didn't
not. You
see
probably
it.
are.
Am
You
I the
probably
guest
are.
today? What the fuck?
Are you?
I am circumcised. yes.
Okay. Look, this is why I'm saying it, because you're an immigrant.
Yes,
My
Bulgarians
parents-
are actually not
Me neither.
circumcised.
Me, my
Okay.
parents, my friends. I'm friends with a bunch of immigrants,
Yeah.
and my Polish friend. None of us are. My only group of friends that's circumcised is my half-white friend. Only one that's cut. Everybody else.
I don't see that
uncircumcised.
much of a difference. Well, I guess under the shower is a little bit more work to clean it, but
Right, James?
I mean, I wouldn't know. My showers are short.
but I don't see the problem.
Hey, I was reading this when I was watching YouTube videos. Bulgarians, when they say no, do they not? Is this something I just read? Is it fake? They say no. They go, this is no, and
that
this is
so
yes.
True. Yes.
So that's true. So this is
like yes.
that's no means yes.
Yes, I'm
right?
saying
okay.
yes.
Okay, you're saying.
And this is no.
So when you first got here, when did you get here? Like 4 years ago, 6 years
Jesus
ago?
Christ, that was so difficult for me. I remember I went to Starbucks, and this lady, she was like, so do you want milk? And I was like, yes. So she was like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, put it. So
She's like, I like being held up.
She asked me like 3 times, like, seriously, eye contact. And I was like, yeah. And at the end, she was just like pouring and watching me. And she was like, I'm pouring it. I'm like, yeah. It was very confusing for people. Yeah.
What about what about dates? Or were you not? You had a boyfriend when you came here or no?
No, we met here. He's Bulgarian as well.
Is it the same? Do you have the same boyfriend that destroyed you on stage?
No, this is another
I think
guy.
I know that guy, right? I think he was doing. Was he doing
Jesus.
Chicago stand-up?
Since we started this podcast, I'm just talking about boys and dicks and how I have a boyfriend. That's a good start. So, so yeah, that was another guy I used to date. He's an awesome person. He was Bulgarian too.
Yeah.
And he was doing stand-up. And before he went back to Bulgaria, he decided to have something like a special, like Goodbye Chicago.
Okay.
And I went there, and that was probably like 6 months after we break up.
Oh.
But
okay.
we still,
It was
till
amicable.
this day,
You're still friendly. Okay.
yeah, till this day we're still friends. So he said the most sexual joke I've ever heard in my
Okay.
life. And I was just sitting there and I was like, this is so fucking funny. Like, thank God. And after the show was over, I went to him and I was like, by the way, I caught that joke. It was for me. He was like, "Oh, you caught it? Did you like it?" And it was fucking hilarious. He was
Okay.
like, "I'm glad that you
So
like it."
it was about you, or
It
you
was
just.
yeah.
Oh, okay. And you remember when you heard it? You remember like, oh, I remember that, or something like that. Okay.
He was like, my ex-girlfriend told me that she wanted to be raped, and I was like, "Oh, that's me. that is me."
Oh, because she was going no, or yeah, no. Like, yeah, I can't even think. But that's.
He was like, "Do you want to rape you?" I'm like, "Is that Bulgarian American?"
But that's when you want. Is that? I think you were saying that's when you wanted to start to do stand up, right? After
Yeah.
you saw like all. Was that the first? They don't. Do they? Is there stand up in Bulgaria? Because I know John.
Actually, there's like a huge wave going on right now.
And when you were there, or is it a new thing?
No, it's a new thing right now. They
Okay.
have like I don't think it's a stand-up club, like only specialized for stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a place where they do it. And they're so funny. I actually very enjoy the Bulgarian stand-up right now. But it's not that on a high level like here.
Okay.
From what I'm seeing.
Well, they're newer to it, I guess. So,
yeah, and I have the feeling that the audience still don't know what to expect. I
Okay.
think that is the biggest.
Because it's new to them.
Yeah,
Okay.
because they're kind of used to when they see a person on the stage to do other things, not just
Like variety stuff.
Yes,
I think
yes.
it's kind of like that. Like in Mexico, it's developed
Yeah.
a lot more. But like Mexican humor is very slapstick, and then there's like women in bikinis, and then they do something else, and there's like a puppet or something like that. But
Yeah.
now, the last few years, I don't know if Netflix, if you've seen anybody watching Spanish stand up over here? No. Okay, but I started to, but then I haven't watched anything. But it's now you see it in the city, it's developing. So when you came to America, what you came to do to become an actress, to become
I came for the money.
Okay.
And like everybody else, like they will tell you that they're here for better opportunities.
Mhm.
This means money.
Yeah.
And I came because of that. And so far, I can tell you that my bank account is less than I came, like has less money in it. So I succeed.
Wait, you were living with, when you first here, you were living what, with like 7 Bulgarians? Were you in a house with like 7 Bulgarians, or what was that?
So first, I was in Ohio. I landed up
Where in
in
Ohio?
Sandusky, Ohio, people.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I was working in Cedar Point Amusement Park.
Yeah,
Have you ever heard
yeah.
about it?
They have. Yes, I have. I
Oh.
used to be really into roller coasters when I was a kid. Never went, but I was.
Yeah, it was a very bad experience. And
What'd you do at Cedar Point?
I was flipping burgers for overweight Americans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's when you were working like 14
American
hours.
dream, But I feel like this is every immigrant should go through it.
Yeah.
Like that is part of the deal. Like
It builds character.
you even wash toilets, flipping burgers, whatever you're supposed to do, you should do it. So yeah. And after that, I came here in Chicago, and because I met those people in Sandusky, and they were
Bulgarians.
all Bulgarians. Yeah.
Okay.
We have like a Bulgarian group in Ohio, Sandusky, which is crazy. And they were like, well, we're going to Chicago. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm gonna come. And we were 7 people in 2-bedroom apartment.
7 and 2 bed. Okay.
We were like sardines. Like, it was so bad. In 1 bedroom, 2 people. In the second bedroom,
that's
2 people.
3.5
and
per room,
people-
right?
Yeah, 3 people in the living room.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was it?
And a mouse. And we
Mixed?
had a mouse as well.
A mouse?
A mouse, yeah. Jerry.
Was it just a mouse that?
So cliche.
It's not a pet. It's not a pet mouse, right? Just mice. You have mice and
No.
mice problem.
Yes.
Okay, I had
But
that.
it was just one.
Oh, just one.
Or at least they were all looked the same.
You guys
they
never
were
knew-
coming just one.
You
by
never
one.
killed him?
Well, we tried.
Oh,
He was
what'd you
pretty
guys use?
fast.
Peanut butter? Look, I used to live in Section 8 housing, right? In this place called the Tower. So I had mice, roaches, right? So I'm like, I'd kill a mouse every week. You know what I mean? So I was used to it. You know?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. I lived like in the 10th floor in these apartment security. Like the first week I went there, somebody jumped off the building. Shout out to the Towers in Waukegan. But yeah, we had. James, you ever been to Waukegan?
I've driven through it.
Oh God, yeah. Keep driving. But look.
Don't stop.
No.
I don't plan on it.
No, but yeah, I remember the first week we were there. My mom. Well, the reason I lived there because my mom. I think my dad immigrant. Well, he re-immigrated to Mexico. He got deported, but he re-immigrated or un-immigrated. I don't know. But when he left, my mom's like, she got a house, but then I think she lost the house, and she's like, these apartments are really cheap. And I was like, can you put it in your name? And I was like, okay, so they're Section 8, right? So the government pays for some of them, so they're really ghetto. And I remember that first week we were there, that first day or first week, somebody got pushed off the 14th floor and died.
So he didn't jump by...
No, I think pretty sure he was pushed or something like that. It was ghetto, yeah. There was a security guard cameras, and then, yeah, they're really bad. And then he got pushed, so then they got on lockdown for the week. My mom's like, I was like, I'm on the way home. It's like, don't even come. You can't come. They have us locked down. We can't go. The police are here. I was like, all right. But then, yeah, I remember then it was like I saw one roach. And I remember the first night I was going to stay there, I saw one roach, and I freaked out, and I left. I was like, I can't stay here. I went to my friend's house.
I'm good with roaches.
Yeah, well...
We're getting along with them.
I didn't that first day, but then the next day, there were so many that it was like... I got used to it real quick. The first night I freaked out like a diva, went to my friend's house. Within a week, dude, like, oh, look, they're everywhere, dude. So I got used to it, right?
When I was in Bulgaria and I was in college, I used to live in the dorms there. And the first thing I saw when I was picking my room was a cat that was just like eating everything, the insides of a mouse, like on the front. And I was like, okay, so I'm gonna live here for the next 4 years. This is just terrific.
Is that why you got Lucifer? You have a cat named Lucifer. Why'd you name him?
Because he has red eyes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and he's demonic. Like, you cannot see them, but because of the light, like, okay, every cat has that. Because of the lights, they have red eyes. But this cat, Jesus Christ, like, he's just looking into your soul. And that was the first thing we saw when we go to take him from the shelter. We just went there.
Is it a rescue?
Yes.
Nice. You're a great person.
Yeah, thank you. I'm just working for that karma, okay? So the first thing we saw was the red eyes, and I was like, oh my God, okay, this is the cat. Like, we should take him.
All right, so
I have a ghost in my apartment, so he helped with that too. Yeah.
Is that a Bulgarian thing, the ghost?
No. Oh, come on. All the ghost stories and aliens are always in America.
Well, the aliens aren't the aliens real now, James? Didn't they come out?
The UFOs came out. I don't think the aliens.
Not UFOs yet, though. Did you see that? I guess the government. There were some UFOs, and I don't know. I'm sure it came out a few months ago, probably on InfoWars or something. And now
where the truth lives.
The documents. I have the documents.
I got the documents.
Do you know who Alex Jones is?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you later. But he's also... Well, actually, no, he's not on YouTube. You are, but he was deplatformed. Anyways, hilarious. But conspiracy theory guys, and he's always talking about, we
love conspiracy.
Bohemian Grove, right, the elite. But like a week ago, the Navy, was it the Navy or the Pentagon, released these videos of these UFOs that just came out last week, but nobody, I don't know, nobody really talked about it, or...
I mean, they're talking about coronavirus.
Yeah, so it's like, aliens.
It's kind of the perfect time to say
the Rona has
real.
The lights right now, people. So
no one's paying attention to anything but that. So
nobody cares about aliens. But so you were living with you have a ghost?
I had a ghost. Okay.
Why do you say you have a ghost?
Because there was
a Puerto Rican ghost.
No, I would love to have a Puerto Rican in my house, but ghost or not,
your house isn't loud enough already.
Yeah. So we moved to a new apartment, me and my boyfriend, and there was like a weird energy in the kitchen. So, and
what do you mean by weird energy?
Like weird energy,
like
somebody's watching you.
Okay.
Like
that song with not Michael Jackson, because he didn't do the verses. Did you know that? Right?
Yeah,
Rockwell.
Yeah, that's right.
You got a feeling. Can you pull it up in a second? Or is that going to cancel us?
That is illegal.
Okay, we can't do that. Anyways, so there was a presence.
I know that I sound crazy. Okay, so but there was something, and how do I know? Because
there's a Puerto Rican flag.
my friend, she sent some stuff to my friend. So
who said who to your friend?
Okay, so I didn't say anything about the ghost, okay? I kept it for myself because I realized how crazy it is. And I'm like, I already have a crazy presence in people, so I don't want to do that. And I didn't tell her anything. So she came one night, and she slept on the couch. And probably like a month after that, I got drunk and I was like, bro, I'm freaking out. There's something in the kitchen. No, I didn't say anything. I started talking about something. She was like, oh, you're talking about the thing in the kitchen? Yeah, I saw it, but it's a good thing. Don't worry. And I was like, what? You saw it too? So this showed me that I'm not crazy, okay? Because I didn't tell her anything. She just came up with this. And she was like, it's okay. He's just watching. And I'm like, oh, I have a creep.
A pervert of a
I
ghost.
have a ghost pervert.
He's a
in my
ghost.
house. But after we have the cat, actually, he disappeared. So I guess my ghost has a cat allergy. I'm not sure.
James, do you believe in ghosts?
No, but I've seen one, so
You've seen a
you
ghost.
still don't believe in it?
nah, I don't fucking believe in it. I've been
Were
working
you
at
tripping?
No, I was stone sober. I've been working at theaters my whole life, and I saw one at an old theater I worked at when I was
Oh, they're
19.
very,
What-
very
what-
They
hot
love
beds.
theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it?
Wheaton Grand Theater in the suburbs.
But like, what did you see? Was it like an image, a thing?
So it was a face.
Okay.
So we had like the theater was spread out where there were 2 movie theaters you had to walk through to get to the concert venue in the back. And I walked down in the first movie theater, and like no one was there. All the fucking lights were off.
Of course.
The projector didn't work. Like nothing worked in that room. And I was walking back towards the lobby through the theater, and I took one quick turn around and looked at the screen, and there it was a face. It was a face, and
Was it white?
It was white, and
Oh.
because it was on a white screen, so like I could see like the shadows of like the eyes and where the mouth and the nose is and all that. And to this day, I'm still like, that wasn't fucking what it was, but there's nothing else that explains what that was.
This ghost probably was part of some very dramatic role, I can bet.
So the funny story about the Wheaton Grand, the original owner died in the theater. So
See,
you know,
Mystery solved. That's the guy.
or it was just me being a stupid kid, but it was probably a ghost. But ghosts aren't real, so I'm very confused.
this is how I feel about. I'm one of those weirdos where I don't. Do you guys believe in anybody a simulation theory person or me? Like this might be not real simulation. Do you anybody?
Oh, this is for sure a simulation.
Okay. So I fall in that cat. Sometimes like I don't know. I'm not very
Wait,
religious.
the life is simulation?
Everything,
Is that
yeah,
what
not
you're
real.
saying?
Matrix
Oh,
style.
It's
okay.
more likely than not to
Yeah.
be a simulation. If you extrapolate, all right, get ready. So fucking.
Okay.
If you extrapolate on DMT, Joe. Okay,
so
hold on.
so here's how it works. No, so basically, the theory goes that if we are eventually able to create a computer powerful enough to simulate what we're doing right now, then it is far more likely that we are not the original the original beings to create the simulation, that we are just another simulation inside of a deeper simulation that's already been created, because it's kind of like saying we're the only life in the universe. Like, it's arrogant to think that. Like,
Yeah.
there's obviously gonna be life somewhere else because the universe is so big. But if we're able to create a simulation, someone else probably did too way before us. So we're not even like the first simulation or like the 100th simulation. We're probably like so far down we can't even fucking count that high.
How do you feel about that?
Confused.
Yeah, because this is me. This is me. Man, it's like, okay, maybe we're in a simulation, and maybe these ghosts are somebody messing with us. Or what was my old theory?
There may be some errors. Like,
Errors.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck, he saw me.
or the people messing with simulation. I was like, all right, let's throw that in there and experimenting. Or what's the other one? I forgot what my other theory was. Time travelers. That it's time travelers. That's one of my it's like, I don't want to say theory, but my dumb thoughts. Time travelers, or the other ones. It's there's multiple dimensions. Are there really?
It's probably, if it's anything, it's extra dimensional.
Yeah, like some from a different dimension or glitch. That's why I was.
I kind of can fuck with the theory of the dimensions.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But I don't think. Let me see. Have I ever seen a ghost? No. Have you? Well,
I haven't.
Have you Ouija'd?
I can.
Do you
feel
Ouija?
it.
Do you Ouija?
Ouija? What is Ouija?
The Ouija board? The board?
Oh no, I'm too scared of doing those stuff. No.
Have you Ouija, James? Have you Ouija? I've been.
I was like 10.
I was obsessed when I was a kid. I was obsessed
Really?
with Ouija boards.
I've never done those things like a Bloody Mary and stuff.
I've done
I'm
it all.
gonna shit in my pants.
I've done it
No,
all.
Thank you.
I've done Bloody Mary, Candyman. I've had a Ouija. My mom has twice found me with a Ouija board
You're
and
so
threw it away.
fearless, man.
It's not fearless. I've always when I was younger, I was always like, "What is that? Is that real?" Like, you ever sell your soul to the devil? Anybody? You know, over here
No.
in America, right? In America, I sound like an elitist, but here, I don't know if there's shows and cartoons in Bulgaria where there's always like the scene where the guy's like, all right, I would sell my soul for the devil for blah, blah, blah. And then the devil appears and
Yeah.
it's like, what's up? So when I was a kid, I would watch it and I was like, all right, and then I would do it. I was like, come on. And I would be like, all right, I'll sell my soul. And I'd be waiting. And I was like, because I was like, where the fuck is he at? Like, I thought it was,
So
I don't
what
know.
was your deal?
I don't know. I just wanted to see if it was real or not. And it wouldn't work. And it didn't work. And I was like, maybe it doesn't work because he knows I'm bullshitting or so. I don't know. I was
But
a
if he
dumb kid.
if he comes like tomorrow,
Hmm.
knocks on your door.
No, I'm done with that.
Oh, you're done.
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
But I would. And
I'll probably sell it, to be honest.
I would do that. I bought Ouija board. For what? What would you sell your soul for?
I don't know, money.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
let's be real.
cash
like,
cash at me.
yeah, give me this cash.
The devil's gonna sell you. But look,
Oh my god.
everything I did, I don't try. I'd buy Ouija boards, and my mom, she's Mexican religious Catholic, so she would find, and she's like, "What? Don't be buying those Ouija boards," because she knew I was up to it. So we found a magic store in L.A. I used to smell the numbers in Los Angeles.
But you guys in your culture, you believe a lot in ghosts
They do.
and stuff,
They
right?
do. Yeah, my parents do. When I was
Yeah.
younger too, but now it's like I'm indifferent. It's like whatever. So what if there's a ghost? Like I don't know. It's whatever. What is it gonna do? Fucking- Look, I'm older. I think you get older, you're like, okay, there's a ghost. There's an. I don't know. I got bills to pay.
I am getting even scared like right now with the ears, like
Really?
getting older. I don't know why.
Really?
I'm just like.
Well, I have a
3
little bit
years-
of that. A little
yeah.
bit. What scares you?
I-
Driving scared me 3 years ago.
Dead.
Like I had a year where I was scared to drive.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had that too. You know what? Like 3 years ago, I realized that I'm mortal. Like that's how dumb I am. I needed to hit 21 to be like, oh fuck, I am mortal. I can die anytime.
You're 21.
No.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that was a completely wrong math, by the way. But yeah, so I was 23. So yeah, since I realized that I'm mortal, Jesus, I freaked out. Like I was scared to go out, to get in my car, drive, everything. Because are you not scared of
Well,
that?
this is what happened with me, right? As a kid, I was not scared of anything. I was because I was stupid and I was young and I was
Yeah.
so like I remember like I do things like my friend was gonna the plan was to run me over or something. Like he was gonna come with a van and drive it at me, but I was gonna jump like a stunt man. And I remember we would do stupid things like that, right?
Yeah, that sounds stupid.
Yeah, to dump, like jumping off a house to something like, oh, I didn't care. I would do it all, right? I would do it all. But now it's like, I don't want to do anything, right? And like 3 years ago, I remember I was driving the highway and I was like, this is scary, right? I felt like Ricky Bobby in this. I don't know if Talladega Nights, there's a scene where the cars are going by and he just realized how fast he already hit me. I was on 94
Yeah.
and I was like, what if, this is scary. Like somebody's going to hit me, right? And I had for a year and then I had a fear of flying that developed a few years ago. But now that all kind of went away and now I'm back to
Really?
not like look, I'm afraid of boats, right? I don't like going on my friend's boat. He's Polish, my Polish friend, right? And he has a boat. He's like, come on the boat, dude. He always wants me to go on his boat, right? I don't know. Is that Europeans love boats, right? It's like some
I would
Hollywood and boats? No.
I would
Yeah.
love to have a boat.
Yes.
This is on my board, like the vision board. I don't know. Do you guys have? Probably you don't.
James, do you have a vision
But-
board?
In my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I would love to have a boat or a friend with a boat. I would take.
I have a friend with a boat, and he's
Well-
always asking me to go on it, and I go eventually.
Win-win because you have a friend with a boat and you don't pay anything for it. Perfect.
Yeah, but what I do, I get anxiety going on the boat. This is what I do.
Did you get it from the deal with the devil or?
No, no, dude, no. I wish it's his boat, not mine. But what I do is before I go on the boat, I accept death. Anybody do this before you're gonna do something? Like, all right, I accept, and I kind of make peace with me dying, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna die today. I go through my life, blah blah blah, lived a good life. It's over, and I accept death. Then I go on the boat, and I can enjoy myself because the only thing that freaks me out is getting my phone wet, right? So I always go with a waterproof, like. Because this is my theory. If I'm on the boat and it flips over, right? At least if I have my phone in a little water vacuum thing, there's a chance for me. And I don't know. I'm more afraid of getting my phone wet than dying. I feel like I don't know. But the new iPhones are waterproof, aren't they? iPhone X10 or something. I don't know. But But now I accept it. Before I do
know.
things, I kind of accept. Like, all right.
I can still not
I've
accept
accepted
it.
death.
The fact that I'll be under the ground and everything will just continue without me is just freaking me out.
Well, that's very selfish.
I know. I am aware of that. But no, it's just like scared that you'll be under the ground. It's gonna be dark. It's gonna be cold. You won't know it.
You want to be buried?
But still, nah, I don't know. I want to be in a tomb.
Look at it.
I am not even kidding. That's what I told to my best friend. I was like, I don't want to be buried. I don't want to be burned. I want to be in a tomb. I don't care.
How do you want to die, James? What are we doing with your body when it's over?
I don't give a shit. I'm dead.
Oh.
Do whatever you want. Donate to science. Give it to science.
To poke your eyes out and whatever.
If it helps somebody else, fuck yeah, dude. I don't care.
No, I'll keep them.
I want to. You know what I want to do?
I'm not giving anything.
This is where I'm a little bit of a hippie. When I die, I want to be. Oh, well, now I sound like I want. I want to be buried, and then, but like not like how they, how they bury you. They stick you with all that whatever embalming fluid or now that's. I want to be buried
I
where
don't know, but I'm listening here.
Where I'm naturally. What biodegradable and a tree is growing over me? Do I sound? Is this when did that become this person?
I know for what.
I want to be a tree. I want to become part.
They do that.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. They didn't do that like 6 years ago or a few. I remember I was trying to find it. Now there's people that do that. Like I'd like to go into the circle of life type of crap. That's how. But I used to want to die by cop when I was younger. Anybody?
By a cop?
No one else wanted to do that.
Did you say by a cop like a police?
Like I wanted to go out guns blazing, like in the movie when there's all these police, and I'm like, we're going in that like that scene in Tropic Thunder where Ben Stiller is.
But why by a cop? Why not just like a gangster? Or something.
Those are criminals. I don't know why. This is okay. I watched a lot of TV growing up because my mom would work, and then where the hell was my dad? Was he working? No. The fuck was my dad growing up? Wow, I just he worked. I think I don't know.
Probably he was working if you don't remember him.
Well, he worked regular for our first part of his life. He was a painter. Then he got eye surgery, and then he became a coyote. So he would bring Mexicans, illegal Mexicans over the border. So he'd go to the Arizona side and help him bring over. So then he was still working, but he'd be gone or something and trips. And then I'd be at home watching like sightings. I watched a lot of TV, right, by myself. So I think that's where all my imagination was going. Like I'd watch Sightings. Do you remember Sightings? It was a show about the supernatural, aliens, ghosts. So it was a show on Fox and Fox 32 in Chicago. But there was all this supernatural stuff. And I remember one time I was sitting there at the house by myself and I was freaking out. Because I think it was Goat Man. The episode was Goat Man. I think he's from New Jersey. It's who's half man, half goat. And I was thinking I used to live by these woods, and I was like, is Goat Man here maybe? And my dad had all these guns, right? And he would like give me or leave them there. So I remember I was sitting in the living room, maybe 15, 14, with this shotgun. And I would just, because I thought he was either Satan, Lucifer, not your cat, or Goat Man was coming. So that was like, my dad gave me guns. I don't know if you're, no. Yeah?
Yeah, I went hunting as a kid.
Oh, no. He gave me like a Tech 9 to keep under my bed.
I didn't try to get killed by the police kind of guns, but
that was in my head. That was a fantasy. I thought it was a noble way to die. Like I'm going out like a man.
I wanna die in my sleep when I'm 500 years old. Like I'll be okay with that. Like how people say like who wants to live forever? Me, bitch, sign me up. I want to live forever. I want to see what is going on.
Would you transfer your consciousness into a robot?
Yeah.
Or would you want? Okay, cool.
Yeah, everything.
I'm
like Ray, I don't know.
Ray Kurzweil?
Ray Kurzweil, yeah.
Yeah. I'm down with
transfer me. Just transfer everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? I'll be a robot.
I kind of want to.
Then I'll kill humanity. Just because Hollywood.
Well, the robots are gonna. Hollywood's dead, isn't it? Right? Are they doing anything in Hollywood anymore?
Not right now.
No, they're done.
They're done.
Well, we did it. We killed Hollywood.
Are things reopening? Are we back? I don't know.
Why did you move here from? Wait, so you were in California or like LA specific?
Los Angeles, California. Hell. Well, look, when growing up, I liked it, right? And I always wanted to move back to California, right? And it was a whole thing. Like every year I was going to move back. All right, I'm moving back. And when I remember the week I was going to move back, I had a Honda Prelude, right? It's my dream car, right? It was.
Well, no, you fucking wasn't. Are you serious?
It was my dream.
A Honda Prelude was your dream car.
It was my attainable dream car. And it was like, I want this car. It was a 2001.
So that was your goal. It wasn't the dream. The dream is a fucking like Camaro SS with a 528 in it. Like that's
Maybe an NSX. I was more of a Honda person.
or an NSX.
NSX.
I like a rice beater. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm more like a boat person.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Yeah. But look, I was gonna move back that week, right? And then I was getting everything ready. I was talking to my grandma. Okay, I'm gonna go like in a week or two. I was gonna move back. I think I just finished college, or I don't know what I was doing, right? But I was gonna move back that week. And that week, a Mexican hit my car, right? So this old Mexican dude, he was taking. Here's a gas station, right? Over here. Here's the light. He went like across 3 lanes and sideswiped my car, and then. Yeah, and then I followed him. My car was almost, and I followed him. And he was, and the reason I even caught up to him is because he was picking up. He was a landscaper, right? And he was picking up, Mexicans cut lawns. So he was a landscaper and went to go pick up other workers. He was carpooling, and I was able to catch up to him when he caught the other guy. And then it fucked up my car. Oh, this is where I got fucked over. He was older. He was a Mexican dude, and I got his insurance information. And I didn't want to report him as a hit and run. Like, oh, in my head, that's a serious crime. I don't want to fuck this guy's life over. I just want my shit paid for. But he reported it as to his insurance company, and it wasn't his fault. And since it wasn't a ticket against him, the insurance covers it. So I lost the car. I didn't move to LA. I ended up staying here, which in the retrospect, I love. I like that I stayed here, right? Because look, when I was growing up, I used to love going back to LA. Like,
when did you move here?
When I was 5 or 6 years old, I moved. My dad moved first. The Mexican move. You move first, you work, and then you bring your family, right? So he moved. He was here for maybe 6 months to a year, and then he brought us over here. And then and I would go and spend the summers in LA. And in my head, I was like, oh, I love it back here. And then as I got older, and I'd go back as I was older, it's like, it just felt like it was deteriorating. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to go back there. Like, they tax you on everything over there. I mean, Chicago's kind of bad, right? With taxes and things like that.
Worse in the country. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was too much. I can't, like, I'll go back. I was gonna go back in April for a few days for something for my grandma, but then Rona happened, so I haven't traveled. When do you want to go to LA?
Tomorrow. Just a one-way ticket, please.
I mean, I like in and out, right? I don't know. That's what else.
No, I love it right there. I was born in the seaside in Bulgaria, Black Sea.
Okay.
So I'm like a water child.
Oh,
and
okay.
I have this connection, and I love it. Even now I'm living in Evanston, which is next to the sea. Yeah,
sea,
I wish this to be sea, to the lake. And I can't be in the suburbs. Like, Evanston is still a suburb, but it's at least very close to the water. I need to have water next to me. I
can't be next to water. I'm the complete opposite. I used to live kind of those ghetto towers I used to live in, Section 8 housing. They were kind of close to the lake over there in Waukegan, and I'd have, like, whenever I'm too close, I get these nightmares where there's tsunamis. I don't know. I'm afraid of large bodies of water. I don't mind going to the beach, but staying the night over, I just think about the water being there and then taking over.
Oh, wow.
And so,
I've never had that in my life.
Yeah, that's all. No, I'll have every like a few times a month I have a dream where there's these waves and I get up and they're up to my building and it's like, fuck, again, another fucking tsunami. So
did you have something like when you were a kid? Like, did you...
But I don't think so. But water is huge. Like, I don't remember. I've never been
get like baptized overboard. Too long, or like fucking like what happened?
Because I almost drowned when I was a kid, and it was the.
Are you afraid of swimming?
I'm not actually at all. I was like 4, and.
I did almost drown in California.
Well,
this all makes sense.
That's it.
Yeah,
yes.
I remember. I know what he was getting me.
So tell me more about your childhood.
I forgot about that. I almost drowned.
Okay, so you see, we're
getting somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Hope it wasn't about my dad, but no.
The reason I asked because I still this day I have this repetition. You say I disconnect with my English. Repetitiously? No, I'm not saying it right.
Repetitively.
Repetitive
dreams.
Yes.
Over and over again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
I like repetitiously though. Is that a word, right?
I like it is.
I
Yeah.
have those repetitiously dreams with how I am in an elevator and the elevator is just going down and down and there's no floor. And this is because when I was a kid, that happened to me from the first floor.
Oh.
Yeah, I dropped to the basement. Yeah, something happened. And I was locked there.
Fuck.
I was locked there for an hour just crying and just help.
This is hell.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And I remember when they opened the door, I was just like, didn't even say thank you. I was so scared. I just run to the stairs to the 6th floor, and I was like, Mom, so this happened. I was in the basement. And she was like, what the fuck you're doing in the basement? I was like, I don't know. Just crying.
So you're afraid of elevators?
Oh, I'm not, but I still have
Thug
those
life.
dreams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But who knows? I might die in the elevator.
I've been stuck in an elevator once. Oh, sorry. I've been stuck in an elevator. Like one time I got stuck and the fire department came, but it wasn't like, I don't know. I wasn't scared. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Well, it's a different thing when you're a kid.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like-
I mean, I was young, but it just got stuck. It's not like
Yeah.
I fell and it was dark. The lights were on.
Oh, yeah.
And I could hear people on the other side, and
It
I had to
was
wait like
very
half an
dark.
hour.
It was very dark.
No.
Like, this was the moment when the devil should come and ask for my soul.
Yeah, I'd give it to him.
So, yeah.
Oh my God. I'm trying to think of anything scary. No, I mean, nothing really scary happened, I don't think, in my life. I mean, did your parents hit you? My parents were hit. Is that we were all hit? Were we all hit?
No,
Ooh.
Oh, okay. That's
I was
cool.
rich, so they didn't have to do
Oh,
that.
you're one of those. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
One of those.
Our parents were stressed out working. I was like hitting our
Oh,
kids.
My father never hit me, though. But
Okay.
if he
was my-
raised his voice till this day, I'm like, okay, Dad. Like, okay, whatever you say. Like, he has this around him, this aura.
Mhm.
And he has a neck tattoo. Like, you should be scared from him.
Okay.
Like, I feel like everybody should scare from my father.
My dad didn't do it. My mom was the one who would hit me, because my dad didn't. No, never. Like a few times. Like one time, I found a bullet, right, and and I put it in front of a space heater as a kid. And I sat there and I was like, let's see what happens. I was like 5. So stupid. I don't know. I was a curious kid, right? And I was like, I wanted to see what would happen, right? And I was like, and I knew, I was like, I had enough information about bullets and heat where like, something's going to happen here. And then my dad walked in. He was like, what are you doing? And he hit me with those leather chanclas or whatever. And he hit me that time. Like he would rarely hit me, but it's like, all right, dude, you're that dumb. Like, what are you doing? Like, this is self-preservation. I gotta save you, right? Like, you're just gonna
Yeah.
kill yourself for all of us.
No, you
Yeah,
in that
yeah.
case, you deserve it. My mom used to beat the
Man,
shit
me too,
out of
dude.
me.
She would go off on me. Like, what'd she use?
Oh,
Hands, fists.
Hands.
Oh, she
fist.
got no, not
Did
fist.
you get the fist?
No, I didn't get. My mom was. It was a brown extension cable. I had one in my room. Yeah, it was an extension cable, and then I don't think I was ever really hit with a belt. My dad would like pull it out and threaten me with it. My mom would hit me with it, but I was a bad kid. I was really like I was out of control. Like what happened was one time there was neighbors over or friends over, and I was acting bad, and usually I saw my mom. I was like, oh, I'm gonna act bad, and then usually she would stop me, but then she didn't stop me, and I was like, oh really? I can do what I want. And I kept going, and I thought I got away with it, and then they left. I thought I got away, and they left. Right? They left. They were gone. I'm already in bed. I'm like, maybe 20 minutes. I'm about to go to sleep, and then she Then she comes in, and then rips off the blanket, and then got to me. Because I thought she forgot. I was like, oh, I got away with it. This is cool. But no, that didn't happen. So, but now she denies it. It's like, no, she's like confused. Like, I don't know. She's like, what? I don't think so.
I've never done this.
No,
No.
no.
Yeah, I had the same conversation with my mom. I was raised in Bulgaria, but there was a period when my parents decided to move to the Czech Republic and to try their luck there, because my grandmom, she's from Czech Republic.
Okay.
So we had some connections, and I was 4, I believe. So we were renting, from what I remember.
And this is in Czechoslovakia.
Czech Republic.
Czech Republic.
Yeah,
That's
at that
okay.
time. Yeah,
All
they
right.
separate. So,
Okay.
so we were there, and when you start your life, like I was a toddler. They don't have that many money. My mom didn't know the language. My father was like kind of okay, and he was the only one who was working. And we didn't have that much money. So my mom, apparently she closed the door and she was like, you're going to sleep now, nap time, whatever. And I took the key and I just scratched the walls, like for no reason, like just being a kid. And I don't remember this, but I remember my mom coming in the room and start yelling. So she took me. I was naked. I had just like
You were naked? Oh, you're a toddler.
No, yeah.
Oh, the diaper.
I had like something like a
Or
diaper.
a European
I don't know.
diaper, right? Cloth. I'm guessing over here we use
Yeah, cotton.
very fancy material here.
So she just took me and she kicked me out of the apartment and she left me there almost naked for 30 minutes just to cry. And yeah, I remember that. And after that,
In the
she
hallway or
bring-
outside?
In the hallway.
Okay.
Yeah, hallway.
You got cowled, were you? You got kicked out the first time? 4?
Yeah. So when she bring me in, she just smacked the shit out of me. And I was like, okay, never do that again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I had to learn the hard way a lot of times, but I don't think I started learning until maybe a few years ago, really. It like started maturing.
Who hit you then?
No, just life hit me and like get myself together. But you haven't seen your parents. How long you been in the U.S.?
4 years.
4 years, right? You haven't seen your parents
No.
since? No. You talked, you FaceTime, what do they think about you doing your art, your comedy?
My father is not the happiest person in the world with
Hippie,
it.
happy.
No, he's like, okay, like do your thing. He's joking every time when he calls me now. He's like, how is my influencer doing? And I'm like, yeah, I have 100 subscribers. I'm influencer. So yeah, he kind of enjoy that, but he doesn't like what I do.
Okay.
And I am so happy that he doesn't speak English though, because then this will be the end.
Does he watch your videos?
Yeah, and probably I will not send him this podcast.
Okay.
Me speaking about Puerto Ricans' genitals.
And what about your mom?
My mom, she's okay with everything.
Puerto Rican genitalia, all
yeah,
for
she's
it.
like,
Okay.
oh yeah, go for it, girl. But no, she doesn't speak the language as well. But they have always supported me. Like,
Do you have brothers and sisters?
No.
Oh, okay,
I'm
you're
the
an only child.
Yes,
Oh,
and I'm
okay.
here. Oh, I'm so sad.
Oh my
No.
God.
Cry for me. But they have always been so supportive. I told them, hey, I want to be a painter. So they were like, okay, go for it. I want to go and do acting. Okay, go. They never paid it, though.
No.
No. I started working when I was 15.
What
And
was your first job? Where were you working?
I was selling
Okay.
influence. Is that how you say
That's a flu.
No.
Influenza? You had capsules?
The-
Biological weapons? No.
The things people were buying on the beach in influence. No.
Like on the beach bracelets?
No. When you go to the beach,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
So you have like a bed. No,
Yeah, like a towel.
No, not the towel. The thing which you
Oh,
blow
inflatable
air,
tubes.
Inflatable.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Inflatables.
Inflatable tools.
Yes, so this is what I used to sell.
Awesome.
And I was on the beach taking having some tan, and it was
When you
perfect.
when you were a little girl, what'd you want to be when you were going to grow up? Did you always want to be an influencer?
right. YouTube. Nah, to be honest, I think it was actress. Yeah, I kind of did it. And
Okay.
I kind of did not. But this is so sad. Well, to
Well,
be
nobody's
honest,
doing anything right now,
when-
right?
when people have I don't know, when you can say to people that you're an actress, like even though you've been on a theater or you've been in a couple movies, like when this is actually
You have?
became your I've been in one little movie which they raped me in this movie, by
Again
the way.
with rape?
Fucking
Again? How many times did you get raped?
maybe from this came, I don't know. Oh my God! Stop this podcast right now. So yeah, that was in Bulgaria.
Oh, okay.
But in
okay.
Bulgaria, those type of
Yeah.
things are okay.
Yeah. I said
In Bulgaria, rape is okay.
Mexico
is
too.
that what
Mexico,
you just said?
Mexico too. Oh well,
Jokes with rape.
jokes with
Okay,
rape. Videos
all
with, look, when I was.
Yeah.
Oh, so
They're
people are
trendable.
fucking funny in Bulgaria, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
people in
Okay.
Bulgaria are very sexist
We would rape,
too.
yes. Well, same thing with Mexican stuff. Like I remember a little kid seeing my first rape scene with my parents watching this movie, and it was a
Yeah.
Mexican movie. And this is kind of disturbing. I was watching, and there was a guy, and then he was on top of a woman against her will, and his gun went off, and it shot her, and then she died, and he kept going, and I'm
Jesus
like,
Christ! face.
This is par for the course in a lot of that type, those action movies. And there was all kinds of it's all kinds of like aggressively violent, like
Par for the course.
yeah. And I was just
Women
like,
getting killed and raped in the same time in a movie.
and I watched
is
it with my
par for the
fucking
course.
with my dad. I think my mom was there, and I was like, in my
Two,
little
one, baby.
yeah, in my little Americanized head, I was like, this doesn't seem right. Like,
But they're like, no, come on, watch some Mexican cartoons with this shit in it.
it was so it's more like we're a little backwards.
Well-
we're a little backward, not as progressive as the U.S.
In a Bulgaria, like they're not normal, but people.
Yeah, you guys. Hey, is it true? As I was stalking you. You guys don't eat meat during Christmas. Christmas is vegan, or
Yes, but not everybody. Do
Oh,
that.
okay, yeah, okay,
You're
yeah.
supposed to do it, but no.
no. So don't eat. Don't eat meat
I want to have that sausage
and
over
rape
Christmas.
people. Like,
Good.
yeah, no, but it's like I remember watching stuff growing up, like the Mexican movies. It was just like, oh, okay. I'm like, this is, and then the humor was very slapstick and backwards. It's like it was goofy and slapstick, and there's women in bikinis. It was almost, it's like a parody almost when the Mexican stuff I saw.
We have very dark humor. I don't know about Mexico, but we have very.
No, ours
dark
was slapstick.
humor.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. When I came here, I used to tell people the craziest and racist things ever, and Americans were
You're
like,
oh yeah,
they were like, you should not say that. Let me give you an example. Okay, so
yeah.
stay with me. So I was in a second city, and we had something like an exercise, like two people scene, and you should you should have the scene, and in the middle of the scene you should stop it and be like, I have a confession to make. And I stopped the scene. And I was like, I have confession to make. And this guy, he's American, he was like, what? And I was like, I'm a pedophile.
That's actually very funny. That's hilarious.
And the teacher, she was like, oh, stop. Wait.
Your teacher sucks. That's hilarious.
She didn't know how to react. She was like, okay, so.
She should react with laughter.
You're like,
It's appropriate.
You're like, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm a rapist. I'm sorry.
I mean, I hate black people. I mean, fucking, like, that's fucking funny, dude.
Oh my
Yeah, I'm a
God.
pedophile.
Yeah, and she was like, let's try again. And I'm like, okay, let's try again. So I was like, okay, so I have a confession. And the other guy was like, yes. And I'm like, I'm an alien. And he was like, no, can we try something grounded? Like,
What's wrong with alien? What's I don't know. It's just, you know,
Oh my
that's
God.
too much. That's too much. That's too much.
yeah, but I had a very, very racist jokes, which I still have them in my mind. Just don't tell them. I still think that they're funny.
What's your favorite
But no.
racist joke?
Yeah,
You don't
go
say
ahead.
it.
Stay with me.
No.
Stay with me. I am not racist, but I just find
Dude, I love
racist humor
racist humor.
very funny.
James,
Like,
Let's
doesn't
get
matter.
canceled
I got
tonight.
a fucking network to run. I can't
Oh,
answer
no,
that
no.
question.
I do.
If you,
I
if
love
you
it.
come to me with the most racist Bulgarian joke, I'll be under this table laughing my ass off.
Do you guys
I'm-
make fun of Czechs or the Europeans, or what do you guys? Who do you hate? Who do the Bulgarians hate? Like
Yeah.
Mexicans had a thing.
Yeah,
we
we
had this
do.
weird thing with Puerto Ricans, and I currently have a thing with Hondurans.
You have a thing with my people?
Hondurans?
No, Puerto Ricans?
Oh no. Well, Mexicans do. I don't know why we always get, because Puerto Ricans, they do their eyebrows, right? They're very they're flashy, and then, I don't know. It's always been a thing. It's always been like growing up in high school, Mexican Puerto Rican thing.
Yeah.
But the other we just whatever. But we used to get along. But it was like this Mexican Puerto Rican.
We had a thing with the Turks, like Turkey.
Doesn't everybody have a thing with the Turks? Don't they?
Well, the Balkans.
I know the Armenians.
Yeah.
The Armenians. They
The
got.
Balkans, because we have this. We were slaves by them for 500 years.
Oh wow.
That'll do
I
it.
didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
I'm a
That would do it.
ugly
Yeah, for sure.
American. Yeah.
So yeah, till this day we are kind of a.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're trying to be liberal because we're going after Americanization, and yeah.
So you guys squash your beef with the Turks?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I don't have anything like right now. In
Hey,
this moment, maybe tomorrow. I don't know.
When you were working at Cedar Point, and when did you? So in Bulgaria, it's just all Bulgarians, right? When you got here in Ohio, when did you meet Mexicans and other people? Is that when was it all whites in Cedar Point, or was there Mexicans in the back cooking with you, or what?
It was actually all the Cedar Point. They were hiring people from other countries.
Yeah, they
you know.
were. I remember going to Six Flags and
like
seeing
four
that.
countries like Bulgaria, Serbia, Detroit, and
Yeah, I thought it was.
That was good.
so
Improv teacher would have hated that.
yeah, she'll be like, let's try
Pedophiles.
something else. But yeah, it was very nice. I loved it though in Cedar Point because it was extremely international, and I had a very good friend who was from Jamaica.
Oh,
Jason. This is where my racist jokes come with him. But you know what? I love that guy because he was just taking them, and then he was hitting me with something racist about Russian and Bulgarians. I'm like, I love you, bro. We have similar humor. I love that. Yeah.
When did you meet Mexicans? I'm Mexican. I'm going to throw myself in here. Were there any Mexicans in Cedar Point? There's Mexican in Chicago?
I don't know.
Am I the first Mexican you've met?
No, it's not, but I don't interesting question. I think
Good to meet you. I'm Mexican.
Yeah, hi. Hola. This is
Hola.
Bueno. Well, I was working as a bartender, and people in the kitchen, they were Mexicans.
Yeah.
I think that was
Would they play the music? Would they play the music?
Oh,
in the back?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah,
Very loud.
Very loud, right?
Very loud.
Because there's always the music for the customers. You hear the boo boo, and then you get closer to the kitchen, you hear the corridos and stuff like that.
It's like
Ramon Ayala.
mariachi band. They have like a private party there.
What's his name? Pablo. What is it? Pablo Francisco. He's improved his cocaine problem, but he used to have a bit about Mexicans because we use horns, right?
I do like.
You guys use
Mexicans,
bagpipes, right?
Yes, we do.
That one song, whatever. Hold on, I looked it up. It was your national anthem. It was weird. What is it? Isla El Del. What is this? Do you know what I wrote there? Isla El Del. It's like your national anthem or something. I saw some people.
What are you showing me?
It said Ezeol. I can't read. What language you guys speak?
Bulgarian, and this is not Bulgarian.
Oh,
Magic of
wrong
Bulgarian
country.
Voices. Oh, this is Vala Balkanska. Yeah. Oh, Izliawa Delu Hajdutin. Yes.
Just no. That's not like your national song. I don't know. I was watching
it's
old people on YouTube
But
play bagpipes.
It's very popular folklore song.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, okay. Now I was way
We
off.
have a beautiful folklore music, and we still like listening to it. But then another Bulgarians came and destroyed it.
Other Bulgarians?
Yeah. So
Was it a civil war?
No. So in Bulgaria, we have like a big war about music. Do you have that in Mexico? Like some people are listening reggaeton, and there's another people who are like, "Oh fuck reggaeton."
Mumble rap right now, is that still a controversy with mumble rap, James? Is that
It's pretty universally accepted now.
okay? Some people are. Yeah, there's like what? Yeah, what was the other one? We had a comedy one, right? Wasn't there a comedy civil war like 6 months ago?
Stand up versus improv. And
Stand
improv
up. Stand up versus yeah. That's all. Yeah, that's always been a big one. Stand up versus improv.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah, old school rap versus new school. Yeah. So there's always. I'm trying to think of. I don't listen to country. I'm trying to think of other ones.
Okay, so we have like a big war, Bulgarians, like in the country, because there are some people who are listening. They call it pop folk, so it's basically the folklore music mixed with some pop, and it's so disgusting.
Like Jewel or something.
So disgusting. If you're listening, their lyrics, they're just like so stupid. So stupid. Like I'm losing my
Do you got a
brain.
popful song we could bring up? Can we bring stuff up? Still, no.
I don't know.
We
Probably
can.
To be honest, if
got
some
one?
Bulgarian probably they're gonna watch this podcast, they're like, "Oh fuck this girl, she doesn't listen."
You
to
got
my
an artist
music.
you got an artist we could bring. James could bring up.
Oh, you're
Papa.
asking
Yeah,
I don't know. The first that I'm thinking is Camellia.
Camellia Bulgaria.
Probably she's like 150 years old right now. I'm not sure, because this was what people were listening when I was a kid.
What's the name?
Camellia.
Camellia. C or K?
Okay.
K.
Oh, like K A.
Yeah.
Whoa,
If I find this on the first
Kardashian.
Let's see.
fucking attempt.
And they're like they're all blonde with the big vagina lips on their
Nice
face. It's just
And
like
what's the other one?
Barbies.
Pop.
well,
pop folk versus-
everything else. Everything else.
House. There's a lot of house. I feel Europeans all listen. Ooh.
Let's see, what is it? Oh, you see, there's some.
This can't be it.
I don't think so.
There's no way this is it.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I see the
How much?
blonde pussy lips you were talking about. I see them.
All of them. Oh, can you hear that? This is English. She's my lady. They're going after America. That's it.
Are they in the beach? Are they in front of a beach? I feel there's a beach, right?
No, they're just in a gray room.
Oh.
Yeah, everything is like so
I'll put a link there.
sexualized, and they're almost
That's pretty
naked
hot.
all the time, and yeah, showing those lips.
Those are some lips.
But yeah, the lyrics are just. I had a conversation with one of my colleagues. She was like, "But you don't understand. Like, you can find another music which is so close. It's just meant to be for your heart, you know." I'm like, well,
What?
yeah, it's not for your brain for sure.
Yeah.
It's not. So yeah, we have that, but half of Bulgaria is gonna hate me right now.
Well,
Probably more.
we're getting. I want to talk about your YouTube channel before we're getting closer
Yes.
to the end here. What is your YouTube channel?
Julia Tony Stoyanova.
Tony. Was the Tony middle name after somebody like a grandpa?
It's after
famous-
my father. His name is Tony.
Tony. Hey.
Yes. Actually, my real name
Hey.
is Julia Toneva Stoyanova.
Julia Toneva Stoyanova.
Yes, but I just changed it to Tony because of him. Yeah, I like it more.
How long does it take you to edit one of those videos? I saw maybe like 7 last night. I saw you and
You're a
you and
fan, thank you
Lucifer.
so much.
You cooking because you said you can't cook.
Yeah.
I like the bartender one because you were a bartender.
Yeah.
What was the other one? You versus you. I like that one. You.
Oh, the American ones.
Yeah. You drink a lot. You're referencing a lot to vodka and drinking. I mean, Europeans drink vodka.
Yes.
Have you been drinking more because of the Rona?
I actually started drinking Corona because of Corona.
Oh,
Yeah.
I saw there was a few
Yeah.
Coronas on it.
I've never liked this beer before this virus, but then I was like, I'm gonna buy just one pack just because so I can have fun with it on the video, and I drink like 15, and
A
I
day?
was like, oh, this is not that bad. So now I'm a fan.
I haven't. Have you been? No, just drugs, right? During Corona, just acid.
Yeah,
What?
acid,
Just
mushrooms,
acid.
and weed.
A weed.
That's it.
That's it. I haven't.
I'm not.
I got drunk like twice.
Huh?
I've only gotten drunk like twice.
I got drunk. I drank a little bit. Like, well, I don't want to say when, but recently, because I ate a bunch of food. Because I messaged women to come over. Nobody did. I was like, nobody's coming over. Fuck it. Let me eat. I didn't throw up this time because it was because sometimes I've eaten and then a girl hits me up and then I've thrown it up before. Because it's like, because I'm gonna go out and drink or something. But this time I didn't have any time because this person messaged me like, "Oh yeah, I'll come over," and I was like, "Damn it!" Like I already ate, so I went and I showered, and I was it was bad. I was full. It was, but
That is a weird
but
routine to have.
yeah, to throw up, and drink. Let me plug your stuff. Well,
Yes.
plug all
Plug
your
me.
social media. I'm gonna have you plug it.
Okay, plug me. Where's the plug? So, Facebook, julia.tony.st, and Instagram is the same. And also for the YouTube, I have a comedy channel, how you said, or at least I am trying to be funny. It's Julia Tony Stoyanova.
Julia Tony, they're very funny. I've been watching them. Very
Please
funny
subscribe.
videos. Very well edited. I like your intro. You're holding the
Yes,
mic.
I
Everything.
did it by myself.
Thank you.
But to answer your question,
Yes.
sometimes it took me between a day and 3 days to edit
Okay.
the videos.
Very good videos. What is? Let me do my plug. So, my Twitter, Lobo Podcast, Instagram, the Lobo Podcast. I put a donate button on my website today. I don't know why. I don't know, but that's
so
only
smart. I should do the same.
only if you're only if you're rich and you have money. Otherwise, don't donate. Right? I'm gonna get stuff to sell because I
I
don't
feel
want.
just
I
like
feel
a-
dirty for people donating. I
Exactly,
don't know. So
yeah.
it's like only if you're rich, you listen, and you have plenty of money. Donate.
Yeah.
Otherwise, don't donate, please.
I'll give you $1.
Oh, okay. No. Subscribe, like, blah blah blah. I don't know. Any last words? Anything
No,
you want to
thank-
plug? There's
thank
nothing.
you
There's nothing to
for,
plug, right? There's nothing to plug,
Yeah.
right? Just
I plug my social media and all the dicks I have in my life. So I'm good.
okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, James. Thank you, Julia.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
No, I'm done. Love it.
Lobo them, Lobo them, Lobo them, Lobo them, Lobo them, Lobo them, Lobo them.